I did this video yesterday and published it earlier this morning at 7 a.m. on Navitas. And I see that Navitas now is up 5% today. I don't really believe that I'm moving the market by sharing with you my research, but I want to emphasize that what I do is not financial advice. I am no longer a financial advisor. I turned in my CFP and my licenses back in 2005 when I sold my business. So what I am is an educator, and I want you to understand that. I don't want you coming to my website and saying, well, Kerry said to buy this, so I'm going to buy it. No. I want you to understand the concepts. And if you buy into the concepts, and if you understand how a stock price is based on its PE ratio and its earnings per share, and if you understand that if a stock doesn't have a PE ratio, you can go around the barn a different way and look at its enterprise value. And then if you put those two things together, you can pretty well see where the stock is going. And then what I've introduced into it recently as a result of the training I'm getting from Goldman Sachs in understanding how businesses work is that companies move on growth opportunities. That is to say, they've been doing business and they see something come along and they say, hey, if we can do this and implement it into our existing business, that will create a new revenue stream, which will create a growth opportunity, which will increase the earnings that we make and thus the profits that we make and increase the value of our stock. So that's what I've learned, and that's what I'm keying in on, because the opportunities that are coming to these companies are coming by virtue of AI. This is a whole new way of communicating and analyzing data. And so you can go and buy GPUs and put them in your data centers. And as you move forward, that will generate you new income streams. Now, again, as I say, I have learned through my work with Goldman Sachs that opportunities normally create two results, two movements. The first movement is you recognize the opportunity, you project the opportunity, and then you got to finance it. And either you finance it with the money that you have or you go and you borrow money. And then once you've got the money and the opportunity all laid out, now you've got to hire people to implement that opportunity, or robots, whichever. But that gives me a clue then that I can look at a company that I see is playing in the area, like Navitas, and that they go out and they didn't borrow money because they have cash. They have no debt, but they increased their their workforce by some 23% in the last 2 years. And that tells me they have an opportunity. Now, I've done similar work on Applied Digital. I just did a similar analysis on ADM, Advanced Micro Devices, because again, they increased their workforce by 20-some%. And then I'm going to do another one on ACL because they've increased their workforce by, I think it's 44%. So I'm going to be sharing all this with my tribe members, and I don't want you to believe or say, well, I get my financial advice from Kerry, because I do not have my licenses. I am sharing my knowledge. My objective is to teach you how to do this for yourself. Does that kind of ring true? Teach a man to fish and he eats for his lifetime. Giving him a fish and you take care of his current need. That's it. So don't look at me as a financial advisor. Don't look at me as a YouTube entertainer, because you're going to see less and less of me on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok, because I'm going to be spending my time doing more financial analysis on more stocks and sharing it with my tribe. That's what I'm going to do. That's where I can relate to the people who want to learn, not the people who just want to come on and promote their own causes or throw darts at me. I'm not going to do that. I'm getting too old to play that game. So if you see value in what I'm doing, between now and the end of the year, our website is going to change entirely. We're moving our center of activity from YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok to our website. That's where you're going to see me in the future, probably starting at the first of the year. And if you see value here, then take it and become a part of the tribe. You're going to be able, after the first of the year, or maybe even before, to go onto the website and say, okay, Kerry, I see all this financial analysis that you did on these stocks that you're participating in. What about this stock? And you'll be able to put a ticker in, and it'll fill all the columns, and it'll give you all the information. Because this is Kerry understanding AI, understanding how to get the data, how to analyze the data, then create a formula that creates an answer and a projection. And so you'll be able to come in and say, well, what about Coca-Cola? Put the KO in the ticker box, and all the boxes will fill. All of them will fill, and you'll say, oh, I didn't understand that they were laying people off, or that their profit margins were coming down, and that nobody's buying Coca-Cola anymore. I'm not saying that's the case, but you'll be able to do that. And you'll be able to do it on some ticker symbol that I know nothing about. But if you hit gold, you'll be able to flag it for everybody else in the tribe and say, hey, we found one that we think is going skyward. Let's, as a community, analyze it and get ahead of the game. I showed you in 2 videos prior that you could have predicted Tesla's surge by recognizing that they were borrowing money and they were hiring people. And if you would have seen that, if you would have put that ticker in back in, what would it have been, 2021, you would have said, holy crap, this guy just doubled his employment, borrowed money. He's coming across to an opportunity, a growth opportunity. What's his name? Oh, Elon Musk. No, Alex Karp. Yeah. If you had known the questions to ask and where to put the ticker in. Now, again, a lot of this wasn't available 3 years ago, but it is now. So it's your opportunity to take advantage of this technology that is going to put you on a playing field level with Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, BlackRock, because you have access to the same data they have. But what you have is the minds of the tribe. If we could get that to, what, 1 million people? My God. Okay, I'm Kerry Kramer. This is how I dream, okay? These are my dreams in real time. Talk to you again tomorrow. Well, maybe or maybe not. I got some other things I got to do.